Live. It's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
Welcome to the show. If you had questions about the 2014 Bison football team, odds are they got answered this weekend at Iowa State. The Bison did it again. A record 25th straight win overall was also a 5th straight win over an FBS team. The outcome is one thing, but the pure domination is what is sending shockwaves through the college football world today. Yes, statement is the word of the day, and we welcome to the set the head coach, Chris Klieman. Congratulations to you and your staff, Coach. It has to be a great feeling to get that first game out of the way, have it play out the way it did, get everyone's nerves out, and get that W. That was a great performance.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the players. They played really well. Coaches did a great job, had a great game plan. And we had 29 practices to get ready, and our kids really responded, and great win for our program.
You can kind of sense in the locker room sometimes that look in their eye. Did you see that look in their eye before the game where you're like, okay, we're going to be okay today?
Well, yeah, but I knew there were some young kids that hadn't played yet, and beginning of that second half, you could see the look in their eye at halftime where you thought, okay, if we can get this thing rolling and running the football like we thought we could, our defense had started to settle in, that we'd have some good things happen to us in the second half.
The Bison beat Iowa State. We're going to break it down here for you. We're going to start in the first half here. And, you know, there was some adversity early in the game, Coach. There's no doubt about it. Lots of Bison fans. We certainly credit the fans for coming all the way to Ames, Iowa. But right away, Iowa State got in a rhythm offensively.
Yeah, Richardson's an exceptional quarterback and really can run the ball well. Scrambled and hurt us several times.
Now, Mark Mangino's their new offensive coordinator. He was mixing it up with the run and the pass early on, wasn't he?
He did a good job, and they lost one of their better receivers, and that probably hurt their offense a little bit, but Richardson's a good quarterback.
So this first drive, they cap it off with a run here, a 16-yard touchdown run, and early it's 7-0. So what was the sideline like at this point?
Well, we didn't panic. They caught us in a blitz and did a great job blocking, and they had a nice drive and got a first score.
So here's the debut of Carson Wentz, his first series, and you knew there would be some nerves, I'm guessing. He's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time, and there was a bobbled snap early on here.
Yeah, I think we had some miscommunication, but we ended up getting that ironed out. We were fortunate to get the ball back.
You know, this game really had no flow early on with replays and injuries, and here is going to be one of the plays where there is a replay. Iowa State gets a targeting call on this play.
Yeah, they did replay this one for a while. It's a new emphasis as far as if they take the flag away or they take the ejection away, then the flag comes away, and that's what they were trying to decide, is if it were a targeting penalty or not.
A long delay there, but the call went the way of the Bison. Now 3rd and 9, I thought Carson did very well in 3rd down situations.
He really did. He steps up in the pocket so well and has great vision downfield.
Now this drive does stall with a sack here. Iowa State had some momentum. They had some energy on both sides early.
Yeah, and we were on our heels both offensively and defensively throughout that whole first quarter, and give credit to Iowa State.
You know, I thought Matt Ince and his staff did a great job, though. Here's a good defensive series, kind of slowed the pace down a little bit. They run 8 plays here. They only get 28 yards. They suffered an injury with their center going down. So talk about some of the adjustments that were made early.
Well, biggest thing was trying to keep Richardson in the pocket and then trying to mix up some of our coverages and our blitzes, and I thought Coach Ince and his staff did a great job of doing that.
I'm sure you wanted to run the ball early in the game. As we switch back to the offense here, John Crockett started to show some signs even when you were backed up in your own end here. Yeah,
we just needed to establish a little bit of a flow offensively and get it out of that bad territory, and John did a great job getting outside.
Okay, that's the end of the first quarter. It's 7-0 now. More adversity right away in the second quarter. Their very talented freshman receiver, Alan Lazard, gets a pass here from Richardson, goes all the way to the 3.
Yeah, they make a big play, and it's something we were trying to avoid. Good job by Duds trying to keep them out of the end zone there, but good play by those guys.
Now they finish this off. It's 14-0. Okay, 7-0 was one thing. Now it's 14-0. It's a 2-possession game. You know, how are the kids handling this?
Well, we didn't panic. We knew we weren't playing real well, and we just needed a spark, and thankfully John was able to give us that spark.
Yeah, this is a game changer right here. This play, you're at the 20-yard line, and John really makes a nice cut and busts a big one.
What a great cut, and shows the speed that John has. They didn't catch him, and I didn't think they were going to catch him, and what a big play for our team.
You know, that got the sideline back into it, too. It got everyone, okay, we're okay now, and now that generated to the defensive side of the ball where Brian Schatz just destroys the running back here.
Yeah, great play by Schatzy here, and that gave us a lift as well. Our defense started to play a lot better now.
That was a crunching blow by Schatz. Wow. They hit a deep one now offensively. Carson goes deep. It's a 44-yarder. Great adjustments by Vrock.
There may not be a better player in the Missouri Valley of going and getting the football when it's a 50-50 ball, and he came up with a big play.
Okay, now the game is on. Crockett goes in for his second touchdown here to finish off this drive. It's 14-all. You have to be feeling very good at this point that you've really rebounded.
We're feeling really good. We assumed it was going to be a 14-14 score at half and give ourselves a chance to regroup.
So how tough is Christian Dudzik? He got hurt about 2 plays prior to this, back in the game, dusted himself off, makes an interception.
Well, a great play by Travis Beck, tipping the football, and then Christian making a big play and getting in positive territory and giving us a chance to get 3 points on the board before half.
I thought a really good play call by Tim Polasek right here, too. You go to the bread and butter play, that screen play to the middle for John Crockett.
Yeah, gap screen, it's a big play for us. It's been a big play for a number of years here, and gets us into a position where we can get 3 points before half.
And you kicked the field goal on 3rd down here. There just wasn't enough time to run another play, was there?
No, there wasn't, and we wanted to make sure and get points. We had the benefit of getting the interception. We wanted to make sure and go into half with the lead.
Yeah, great decision right there. Now, halftime score as you head into the locker room, the Bison have rebounded from a 14-0 deficit. It's 17-14 Bison, feeling very good about themselves. A good first half. Very good first half by Carson Wentz, 10 of 15, 130 yards. Crockett was 11 of 17, 122 yards. Heagle, 7 tackles defensively already. On the hot seat for week 1, John Crockett. If you could have an endless supply of food, what would it be?
Oh, fried chicken.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
I think I like the Bahamas. I don't know why, but it looks pretty out there.
It's warmer.
Yeah, it is nice. I need some different from the cold.
Favorite thing to do away from football?
Probably play video games.
Are you a pickup guy, SUV, or a car guy?
I'm more of an SUV guy.
Okay. What would your worst nightmare be?
Losing.
Who's the quietest guy on the team? Obviously not yourself.
I think I was going to say it myself. What you think? No. Right now, the quietest guy is some of these little freshmen. I don't know which one yet. It's a couple of them.
Okay. 100 degrees or 20 below zero?
Absolutely, 100 degrees. Check that. Below zero.
Okay. Favorite thing about Coach Klieman?
Unbelievable person. He's a great person. He's real. He's 100% real.
Mm-hmm. Describe the feeling during the tunnel walk, coming out of the tunnel on game day.
I don't know. You got to ask Tass about that one. I'm checked out by then. No, but it's something that you live and you breathe and you'll die for it.
All right, Coach, you're up 17-14 at half. What was that halftime locker room like? What adjustments were made?
Well, the guys were excited because we were able to get back into the game. Defense had settled in. Offense really felt like they could run the football. I credit Coach Polasek and the offensive staff of getting a good plan ready to go in the second half, and Coach Ince and the defensive guys for the same thing, and our guys came out firing on all cylinders in the second half.
Yeah, no question. Let's break down this third quarter in Ames, Iowa, where the Bison played very, very well in the second half, and Kyle Emanuel really started to take over the game defensively in the second half.
He's a difference maker, and like I said, I think he's the best defensive end in FCS, and he showed it yesterday.
You know, one of the things offensively that I noticed about Carson Wentz, I thought he made tough throws look easy, and here's one of those instances.
He's got great poise in the pocket, and our kids did a great job coming back for the football. Here you see Zach really coming back for the football, and Zach doesn't drop very many of those.
You know, in the quarterback position, you got to be an athlete, too, and Carson, he's big. I think people underestimate his athleticism a little bit.
He's a tremendous athlete. The last couple of years, we'd have played him at defensive end or linebacker if we could have. He's that good of an athlete.
You got another year out of Kevin Vodlin from Park Rapids, Minnesota, and he's developed into a nice pass-catching tight end, hasn't he?
He's an exceptional tight end. He can do everything. He can block, he can catch, he can run after the catch. Excited to have Kevin back for his 6th year.
This drive got deep into the red zone, down inside the 5. You had to settle for 3. I suppose that will give a coach some gray hairs at times.
Well, Tim was frustrated. I know that we didn't punch it in, but I'm happy for Adam Keller. Came out and kicked really well yesterday.
You know, Alan Lazard, their great young receiver, has lots of talent, but you guys had him figured out, had him out of sorts, and he made a bad play right here.
Yeah, what a great play by Higgs, being in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colton Heagle had a fantastic second half as well. Now, 3rd and 4 I love this throw by Carson Wentz. It just shows off his arm strength, you know, 3rd and 4.
He does such a great job of looking people off and then coming back to the secondary receiver. And once again, Zach getting open and making a play.
Well, John Crockett gets his 3rd touchdown of the game, makes it 27-14, feeling a little comfortable at this point with a 2-possession lead.
Yes, and we're winning the battle up front. Our offensive line did a tremendous job.
Gave you some breathing room. Now, Carlton Littlejohn, another one of those veteran players that just makes plays. He gets a sack here in the 3rd quarter.
This was a great call by Coach Ince. We had blitzed from the boundary, and then he showed boundary and came from the field, and Carlton made a play.
Moving to the 4th quarter now, their quarterback got off to a nice start in the 1st quarter, but once you got in his head a little bit, you had him all tied up in knots, and he didn't know where to go with the football. Case in point right here.
Really good job by our front people. Coach Kane and Coach Gazer really schooled those guys up at halftime, and we got a lot more pressure on the passer.
Now, King Frazier, you know, John Crockett had a great day. Morlock, we'll talk about him in a minute, but King Frazier adds something to the backfield, doesn't he?
Really happy to get King, I think 9 or 10 carries, and he'll be a big factor for us throughout this year.
And talk about the difference between all these backs. Here we go with Crockett again. We'll see Morlock here in another couple of plays. There's 3 different backs here.
They all have a great talent of getting north and south, and all have good speed and good vision, and we're going to need all 3 of them this year.
Now, a fan favorite, Chase Morlock. He's from Moorhead High School. Everyone loves him. The kid's got some talent. It was really good to see him get this play and get some confidence, get to the end zone.
And it was a great run by Chase. Exceptional blocking up front. You see a bunch of Bison offensive linemen chasing him down. That's fun to see.
He's faster than people think, too, isn't he?
He's got really good speed.
Final score, 34-14. That's right, folks. The Bison played fantastic in the opener. Chris Klieman and his staff just outstanding. A 20-point victory on the road against a Big 12 school. Carson Wentz, a fantastic debut. Crockett, 138 yards. Kyle Emanuel was just very, very solid on the defensive side. And there you see the rushing yards, 299 to 102. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
To be honest with you, the changing factor was when our quarterback he was in front of everybody. He said, it was 14-0. We got to battle adversity. It's going to be okay. Take your time. Let's go out. Let's do what we do. And then so happened, the next play happened, and we were down 14-7. So, I mean, it's basically goes down to the captains, man. They held it down.
You know, we prepare for them all fall camp. You know, we get our own work in. We start scouting them early, get our work in, and those games, they're huge for us. They mean so much, and, you know, we just got to give it our all every single game, and being 5-0 against them now, that means the world.
The tradition is the same. Culture is the same. Preparation is the same. Same hard-nosed offense. Same gang tackling defense. I mean, it's just it's the way we do things. I mean, coaches are going to change. Players are going to come in and out, but it's the culture here, it's not going to change.
That's a great point by Christian Dudzik. I thought he said that very, very well. Time for our Nodak Mutual Insurance Player of the Game. It was a tough choice between John Crockett and Carson Wentz, but with what was on the line in a first start, hostile environment, Carson Wentz gets the nod. And while the intangibles were impressive, his stats were good too. 28 attempts, 0 interceptions. The Bismarck kid simply played like a veteran.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, like we already talked about, it helped once John popped that big run, you know, took a lot of pressure off me, and then the Rams just really started to come alive, and, you know, we started opening up holes, and things just came easy for me after that. You know, the first play, got a completion to Vra. That really helped me out as well, you know, calm down the nerves, and it's just a great game and great team win.
All right, a home state kid, Carson Wentz. He's from Bismarck, tons of pressure. He comes out and delivers. You have to be happy for him, but, you know, you probably saw a lot of it in fall camp. You probably expected him to play like that.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that in fall camp, and we've seen it for the last 3 years, and it was his opportunity and his time to shine, and couldn't be happier for him.
Let's break down his talents a little bit, you know, just get the fans really in tune with what he can do. There's really nothing he can't do. He can run the football. He's got a great arm, a good pocket presence. Talk about his talents.
He has all those, and he's such a good leader and such a good teammate, and that's what makes him so special. Because he can do all those things. He's got the arm, he's got the feet, he can be able to run it, but his players and his teammates believe in him, and that's a big thing for a quarterback.
How about what John Crockett said, too, where, you know, Carson was the guy that gathered everyone when it was 14-0, at least offensively in the huddle, and said, okay, guys, we're okay, and that's his first start. That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, that shows you the veteran leadership of Carson, even though it's his first start. He's been around the block a little bit and he's played a lot of, or seen a lot of good football. Now he's going to play a lot of it.
Bismarck, North Dakota can be very proud of Carson Wentz moving forward as well, but what a debut. Now, the offensive line coach, you know, it was a question mark coming in. Zach Johnson goes down with an injury in the offseason. You know, that provided another opportunity, but also some inexperience was out there. Joe Haig is the returning starter, but they played very, very well. Let's look at those guys, give them some recognition. Those are the 5 starters. You did rotate 7 guys, though.
Yeah, we played 7 guys. We added Kunert and Plankers to that list, and Coach Riley just did a great job of gelling all 7 of those guys and getting them ready to play. And that's, you know, that's Bison football. Play great run offense, and those kids opened up some holes, and all 3 backs ran extremely well. So really happy with our run offense.
And let's talk about Kyle Emanuel. Very underrated. He doesn't get the press, at least nationally, in all the preseason All-American lists. He was absent. He's underrated. I don't know how he's underrated. He's very talented.
Yeah, he split a lot of time for the last few years, and he played a lot more snaps this first game, and he'll continue to do that. But I think he had 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and he's an impact player that's we're really excited to have on our defense.
What's he best at? Edge rushing. He's also very powerful, too, though.
He can do it all. He can play the run. He can edge rush, and those are the things that he does exceptionally well, is run downfield. He's got an unbelievable motor.
Yeah, he is fast. Now, defensive tackle, another question mark on the interior. We talked about it before the game on the radio that, you know, the game was going to be won or lost in the trenches, and I think obviously it was won in the trenches, but D-tackle lost 3 of the top 4 D-tackles last year. Brian Schatz is a returning player, obviously very good, but I thought some of these youngsters stepped up real well. Tangway played well. Morgan played well.
Really pleased with Grant and Nate playing their first college game. We knew Brian was going to play well. He'd had some experience and some snaps, but Nate came in and made a number of big plays. Grant spelled those guys and made a few big plays. They're going to continue to get better and improve over the next few weeks. Brian
Schatz is an animal. There's no doubt about that. He is fantastic to watch. That was a big hit yesterday. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about the leadership on this team. It's very deep, but 2 of the guys that are the foundation are playing safety, Colton Hegel and Christian Dudzik. We'll have that story coming up. The Bison have outstanding leadership on this team, familiar names. On the defensive side, Kyle Emanuel is a leader, but the 2 safeties are cornerstones. Colton Hegel and Christian Dudzik are leaders, great players, you name it. Jamal Spencer talks with this dynamic duo in this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story.
They've been so reliable in their careers that it's very easy to take seniors Christian Dudzik and Colton Hegel for granted.
I've been with the corners, the safeties, the punt team, punt defense, kickoff return, everything. So, you know, I have a lot of experience with it, and I have a lot of knowledge, and I just want to share that with the younger guys.
You know, you'll throw me in the box, I think, a little bit more as a bigger body, someone who will go up and guard tight ends more, where I think Christian's faster, more elusive.
Both teammates and fans have looked upon the players as key cogs in the Bison machine since they started sharing the field back in 2011. Dudzik has started 46 games in a row, while Hegel has played in a total of 44 contests, allowing the 2 to share an almost mental telepathy on the field.
Working with someone for so long is you can feed looks off each other, giving different stems and different things like that, and just makes it fun.
I think we've helped each other a lot, just develop the weaker parts of our game.
Their leadership goes beyond just their performance on game days. One of Colton Hegel's former coaches told me, quote, "He's a jerk out on that field, but he's our jerk," meant to compliment the intensity that number 20 brings to the practice field each day.
I don't like to think of it as a jerk mentality, but I think it's just I'm going to tell you how it is, and I'm going to try to get you better. I think it's like a brutal honesty sometimes, because I'm going to feed you how it is, and I think that's the way you have to do it.
It's a mentality that is shared by the team's Iron Man as well.
Their leadership just stands out the most. No matter what day it is, no matter how hard practice is, they're always out there to lead, and you can always look up to them to lead.
I think we both believe in the philosophy that it takes conflict to create growth and change, and you know, we get out on the field and we hate to lose. We don't want to lose, and at the end of the day, we're making each other better, and that's what counts.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Jamal Spencer.
Coach, how good are those two guys in every aspect?
Well, they're unbelievable, and I love both those two kids. I've been around them for the 4 years that I've been here, and great leaders, better people, great football players. They're what Bison football is all about, and I'm looking for those two to have great senior years.
Yeah, very tough kids, too. They got hurt this weekend at Iowa State. 2 plays later, they're back in there, and they both make an interception later in the game. Unbelievable. Time for our Peterson Farm Seed future crop of Bison. He's not a freshman, but is a newcomer. King Frazier redshirted and played a year for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Transferred down to NDSU, is playing right away with 3 years of eligibility left. Was an outstanding high school player at Lee's Summit, Missouri. He's ready for any role.
I mean, obviously, John's going to be the guy, pretty much, you know what I'm saying, which he deserves that a lot. But other than that, I feel like we're really all going to get a lot of reps. We're all going to get a lot of carries. We're all going to get a fair share of plays. So I'm really not too worried about the amount of reps or plays that we all get out here. I'm just worried about winning.
What can King Frazier bring to the table?
Well, really proud of King. He came in here, missed all of spring. You know, he got a knee injury in spring, so he missed the last 13 practices, and he's coming into his own. He will be a big factor for us as this year moves forward.
Time to move on to next week. Another road trip. Weber State, the Wildcats are up next for the Bison. We'll talk about it next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. The Weber State Wildcats are out of the Big Sky Conference, and Coach, you wanted to play 12 games this year, get some more reps. This was the last game added. It's out in Ogden, Utah this week. National TV on Altitude, locally here on NBC, statewide. What do you know about Weber State?
Well, it's a new coaching staff, and they played Arizona State the first game, so they're probably trying to find out what they are for a football team. But we got to go on the road again, and even though we had a big win on Saturday, we've got to go back to work tomorrow and prepare for a tough opponent on the road.
How hard is it to, refocus after a big game like this one?
Well, I think that's why you have the great senior leadership and the captains that we have, so that we can keep that focus on the next task at hand.
Well, good luck this week. Congratulations on that first win. So impressive, and we look forward to the rest of the season. Bison fans, soak this up. 25 straight wins. We'll go for 26 this week, and we'll recap it for you next week. Have a good one.